Hi and welcome. And my name's Michelle. If you haven't tuned in and you don't know who I am, and it's okay if you don't, that's fine. We're here to talk about this new moon that's coming in. Just 1 minute. And this new moon, it's a really interesting new moon. And it's a great new moon because it is the first new moon of the year. And it's interesting because it's about setting you up to enable us to be able to set and act on new intentions. And these new intentions, it's always really important when we set our intention for them to be heartfelt and for them to be consistent with who we are and what we can do and what it's realistic to expect us to achieve in this time frame. Now, it's an interesting new moon because it's coming at the end. I know I keep talking about this, but it's coming at the end of the Mercury retrograde and at the beginning of the Mars retrograde. Mercury is about our ability to communicate. That's why it's got a lot to do with IT, but really fundamentally it's about our ability to articulate in such a way that other people can clearly receive the message and that message can happen for us. And when things go wrong, particularly when things go wrong in IT, messaging, online shopping and all of those things, a lot of the reason for me is because it's not the right thing for me to be doing, nor is it the right time. Might be the right thing, but the right time. So my guides get in the way and it all ends beautifully or not. Now, most of the time it ends beautifully in that the message doesn't go and really I haven't lost anything by that message not being sent because for lots of reasons that message shouldn't have gone. Now, when we're face to face, or on the phone, often we forget about having that filter, and so a lot of messages can go out and sometimes they can go out when we're not ready for them. One of the really important things about intents and intentions and New Year's resolutions is we have to be absolutely authentic about that intention and that New Year's resolution so that it does go out and it goes out to the right places. This new moon is going to be working against you if you are not completely au fait, authentic, integrated and clear about what these intentions are or what your messages are. And Mars, which is a big do-over, is just looking at who we are and our passions and where we're putting our energies. And so we're coming to the end of a deep time of reflection on who we are, where we've been putting our energy, has it been working, what's been coming back to us as a result of putting out these energies, and where have these messages come back to us, or these reflections of mixed messages. And what is that telling us about the clarity that we hold about what we're passionate about? Because what's coming back at you and what will come back at you is your own dis-ease and confusion. And that's going to come back at you because the messages you're putting out are not succinct, not clear, not integrated, not authentic. And that's what this full moon is about. It's to show you through stuff coming back at you, confusion coming back at you that we've created, to say, why isn't this happening for me? Why isn't this ready for me? Okay, so the two chakras that came out. Now the other thing I wanted to talk to you about quickly, Mercury and Mars are completely aligned with the Sun. So they are really pushing each other and magnifying the effect of each other. And if you look at where they are lining up in the sky, you will see Mercury and Mars aligned with the Sun, Mars and then Mercury and the Sun, and then slightly off to one side is the Earth and the Moon. So we're not aligned. And that's the message. So where we're not aligned, that's going to be reflected back at you, and that's the learning from this new moon. And of course, what we want to make sure we do with this new moon is learn from that and make sure whatever we're putting out to the universe is going to come back to us in a way that makes perfect sense to people. And that's what we want. So the two chakras that came out is the heart chakra, and the other one that came out is the thyroid gland. This is about our soul, and this is about our level of contentment and integration. So the fact that these came out says that there's a little bit of disconnect at the heart level and in terms of our soul and what's keeping us feeling integrated and content. So there's going to be these moments of disconnect. There's going to be these moments of discontent. That's okay. Don't let anything upset you. This is all perfectly normal. Just ride it out a little bit. And when it happens, spend just a little bit of time trying to work out what's happening with that. But it's also going to be a great time for us to get really good clarity about what we want to see happening for us in the future and how we see us in the future. The cards are pretty amazing, actually. Straight out of the box, we get the wish card, the star card. And the star card is a series of people that are aligned. It's the earth and the moon and the sun all aligned, and it's growth. So the star card is make a wish. Yeah? It says get yourself in alignment and make a wish, because that's what's going to come true. The beautiful card to follow on is the magician. The magician says you have all it takes to get all of this together and to bring it all together and have a fabulous, fabulous return on investment in terms of creating intentions and following them through, which I love. The Queen of Wands is a group of people, dancers in a line, and they're all cheering you on. Wands is about how we see ourselves in the world and how other people see us. The Queens are about this great inner strength, but they're also about elements of compassion and self-compassion. So this is saying, just a general reminder, don't be so hard on yourself. You are in alignment, you are moving forward. And we're talking again about tweaking some things that we need to get right. It's tweaking time, not twerking time. That probably happened on New Year's Eve maybe, but it's tweaking time. Now, the other beautiful thing about this is the Six of Pentacles. Six is contentment. Pentacles is how we live our life. This particular depiction of the Six of Pentacles says, you are currently in abundance. Don't hoard it. Abundance is there to be shared. So one of the things that happens when we feel a little bit of discontent, when we feel like what's getting mirrored back to us is not what we want to see, is we can tend to get a bit defensive. Don't be defensive. Reach out, because you've got it and it's going to come back to you. Now, the other thing that happens is we've got the Ace of Swords. Swords is about our thoughts. The Ace is supposed to be new beginnings. When it is this way, it's this way. So it's saying to us, you're a little bit muddled. We're all a bit muddled in our thought processes. There's a bit of a fog. I know I certainly feel like there's a bit of a fog. There's a bit of a fog which is just stopping us from having that pinpoint clarity. It's okay, just breathe. Take the time, the clarity will be there. And this is not the time, remember Mercury and Mars in retrograde, to push things forward. This is the time to really get things thought through and aligned. So when it's right, and we don't need to push because it will just fly through. Now, the other thing comes with that is the Devil. And the Devil is the card where we do it to ourselves. So if we try and push, we're going to do it to ourselves. everything is fully aligned for us to really go forward and for something to come true, for us to get our wishes granted. We just need to be a little bit more gentle with ourselves and learn when to push and when to breathe and just let things be. And at the moment, it's a time to let things be. It's a little bit of a time to celebrate by being generous with yourself and generous with your other people around you, pure strangers, family, it doesn't matter. Even if it's not a physical act of generosity, just have a mental or heartfelt act of generosity towards other people. And don't get too impatient. Don't try and push, because it's not going to work. All right, that's it. Nice and simple. So now is the time to take the time to make sure we're really clear about what we want. And then when we've got absolute clarity of that, then we won't need to push. We'll just need to give a little tap and the universe will do the rest for us. Okay, beautiful. See you soon. Take care. Bye.